Everyone, welcome to the explanation. So in last video we covered topic number 3, that is introduction to C programming. So in this topic I'll be covering 3.1, that is character set, keywords and data types. Okay, so let's start with this. I'll go to my whiteboard portion. Fine. So first topic is character set. So sometimes you can get 1 mark, 2 mark question or up to 4 mark question from these topics. So they are small topics and they are needed for real world programming. So you need to understand this. So what are character sets? So these are the set of character, we can say. These are the set of character that are used to form. So they are these character sets that are used to form. Okay, what they are used to form? They are used to form words, numbers and expressions in C. Okay, so these are the character sets. Okay, so character sets, they are used to form words, numbers and expressions. Okay, so words can be any word like num, etc. Okay, so for this word we need 3 alphabets, N, U, M. Similarly numbers, similarly expression 2x plus y, like this. So for this we need combination of numbers and alphabets. Okay, so these are the character sets, we can say. So generally there are 4 character sets that we use. So let me write for you. Okay, so generally we group C character sets into 4 categories, we can say. 4 categories we have. So first one is letters or alphabets, we say. So I think you all know this. So letters and alphabets we have from A to Z or from small a to small z. Similarly, next we have digits. So it consists digit from 0 to 9, that is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Third number we have special characters. So these are called special characters. Okay, so some special characters are like comma, this 1 dot, so it is called period. Next is semicolon, colon, question mark, apostrophe, quotation mark. Sorry, I'll write here. Okay, so this is quotation mark, ampersand. Okay, similarly we have caret, strix, minus sign, plus sign, less than, greater than. Okay, so these are some special characters. Okay, so we can have more special characters like exclamation, similarly parenthesis, left and right, similarly big bracket, left and right, curly bracket, left and right, hash, vertical bar, this is hash. Okay, sorry, I'll write here, hash, vertical bar, slash, this is called forward slash, this is called backslash, tilde, underscore, okay, dollar sign and percentage or ampersand sign. Okay, so all these are some of the special characters. So in exam they can ask write some 4 to 5 special characters. So these are the special characters. So in upcoming topics we'll see where this can be used or where this cannot be used. Okay, next fourth one is let me use this. Okay, so fourth character set is white spaces. Okay, white spaces. So white spaces it contains blank space, horizontal tab, this is horizontal. Next is form feed. Next is new line. Next is vertical tab. Okay, and next is carry as return. Okay, so generally we use this blank space, horizontal tab, vertical tab and new line. Okay, so these 4 white spaces we are going to use in future. So after starting our programming portion, we'll do a program which contains all these white spaces and what are the use of this white spaces. Okay, for example, horizontal tab, suppose if you give horizontal tab /t, it indicated by /t. So if you give a/tb, so your output will be a space b. Okay, similar new line, it is indicated by /n. So if you give a/b, so what happens is a and b will be in new line. Okay, so these are some white spaces that we can use. So we'll discuss this while doing programming, because theoretically we are not going to understand this. Next is, okay, so next topic will be keywords. Okay, so one of the important topic we can see. Okay, so we'll also learn some of the do's and don'ts that we need to do with these keywords. So you can expect some 2 to 4 marks question again from this. So keywords, they are the predefined word, we can say. Okay, you understand this? These are the predefined words in C. Okay, with a special meaning, we can say, and these meaning cannot be changed. Okay, they all serve a particular purpose, they all are used for a particular purpose. Okay, so these types of words or keywords, okay, they have a special meaning. You cannot randomly use this. Okay, if you use, they have some meaning. So for example, if I tell you to add two numbers, num1 and num2, so these are variables. Okay, these can be changed, but you cannot add two keywords. Okay, it means that you cannot use keyword as a variable name. Fine. So there are some keywords listed here. So they have predefined purpose and they cannot be used as identifier. Identifier means we are giving name to variable. Okay, so I'll tell this later on. So let's see, there are some keywords. Let me list them one by one if possible. Remember this. So first one is auto, second is break, then case, character, constant, continue, it's not, there is no space. Okay, constant, continue, default, do, double, int, struct, else, long, switch, enum, register, extern, return, union, float, short, unsigned. Okay, next can be signed, void, for, go to, size of, volatile, if, static, while. Okay, so these are the keywords. So some of them we'll use regularly in program. Okay, so these all we are going to use regularly in program. Fine. So this word, this much of word you cannot use as identifier. For example, if I tell you to add two numbers, so generally we'll take two numbers A and B. Okay, so as I told you that you can take anything as these numbers, you can assume any words as this number, but you cannot take int, else and do. Okay, so these two are keywords. Okay, so you cannot let them act like an identifier. Fine, so I hope you understood this. So these are the keywords. Next topic is, so these all are very important topic, okay, for your programming skill. So next topic is identifier. So one question of 2 marks is generally asked from this topic. What is identifier or define identifier? And again, if they are asked 4 marks, for 4 marks they'll tell that what is identifier, what are the rules for naming identifier. So I'll discuss both of this. So what is identifier? So identifier is a word which is used to identify name of variable Okay, function, array or symbolic constant in C. Okay, so first of all let me explain what is this. So for example, if I tell you to add two numbers, so you have to assume two variables, okay, two numbers that can be added. So suppose they are of integer type and let them name as A and B. Okay, so this name is known as identifier. The name that we are giving to these two variables, this is called identifier. For example, if I tell you to find simple interest, so what you'll do, you'll assume first of all interest, rate and time. So this naming, okay, so either write I, R or T, or you can write int, rate, time or interest. Okay, so this naming of variable is known as identifier. Fine. So for naming this variable, or for naming or for using this identifier, we have got certain rules. So this can be asked in exam, or even sometimes they ask this in Viva. So let's see what are the rules. So some rules for naming identifier. Fine. So first rule is keywords cannot be used as identifier. Okay, as I told you, keywords cannot be used as identifier. So I told you in beginning only, these keywords, they have some special meaning, so they cannot be used as identifier. Okay, so let's go to next portion. So it is number 2. Identifier must be combination of letters and digit. It's not must. Identifier is a combination. It's not necessary. Okay, it is a combination of letters and numbers. Okay, and must begin with letter. Okay, so for example here it cannot be identifier. For example, you cannot name int else like that, and this should be second rule, this should be combination of letters and number. For example, you can write int ABC2, this is valid, but you cannot write int 2ABC, this is not valid, because 2 is a number and it should always begin with a letter. Okay, so third number rule is it is case sensitive. Okay, so what is case sensitive? So case sensitive means that, for example, if you are writing int num and then in second you write int capital NUM. Okay, so both these names are different. Case sensitive means there is a difference between a small n and capital N. Okay, so next is let me write rule number 4. So for that I think I have to erase this. Okay, so I'll try to adjust here only. So we can use, okay, we can use underscore between two words. Okay, so we can use underscore between two words, but no white space. I'll explain you what is this white space. Okay, it means that if you are naming a variable, you can write it as int num underscore 1, this is valid, but if you write int num white space 1, this is not valid. Okay, so take care of these all rules and you can name your identifier. Fine, so let me clear this. Okay, fine. So okay, so next we can go for data types. So very deeply I'll explain these data types. So we have, okay, so let's study about data type. That is the next topic in our syllabus. Okay, so again this is important topic. So question like questions can be asked like in Viva, or while doing the programming you need to understand the concept of this data type. Okay, so first of all, let me tell what a data type is. So for example, in a layman language, are they same? Okay, so you'll tell no, because you'll tell that this is a whole number, whereas this is a floating point number or fractional number in your language. Okay, so similar way in C also, this whole number we call it as integer, and this fractional number we call it as float data type. These are the data type. Okay, so if you are going to declare any variable like int a, so what we understand is this a variable is an integer type of variable. Okay, so we read data like 10, 20, 30, 4, 5. If you want to read variable, if you want the variable of floating data type, so what we do, we declare it as float a. Okay, so similarly we'll discuss various types of data types. So there are these data types we can classify them in two classes, we can say, mainly two classes we can say. So first one is primary, or we also call this as fundamental data type, and next is called derived data type. Okay, so primary data type, these are also the basic data type, we can say, basic data type, that is already inbuilt in C library file. Okay, and derived data type, that are derived from this primary data type. So derived data type can be array, structure. Okay, so we'll study this later while doing the program. Functions, so these are also user defined data types. So derived data type, they are derived from this primary data type only. So let's start with primary data type. So we have some 5 classes, I think. Yeah, we have 5 classes of primary data type. So let's see them one by one. Okay, so we have 5 types of, we can say, not classes, 5 types of primary data type. Okay, so first one is integer. So in C we represent them as int. Okay, so integer data type, they are non-fractional. Okay, they are the whole number type data type. Fine, so they take 2 bytes of storage in memory. Okay, so what does it mean? For example, if you have defined any variable int num, as integer data type, so what happens is, whenever the moment you declare int num, so what happens in background, in memory, suppose this is the memory, so in memory 2 bytes of storage is allocated for this num. Okay, so it means that this is the significance of this data type. So integer means that some 2 bytes of memory space is allocated for this num. Okay, so this integer can be signed or unsigned. Okay, so unsigned means it consists only positive number, whereas signed, it consists of both positive and negative number. Okay, so here we represent in C programming the conversion character. This we'll see while doing the programming chapter. For now, just remember that this integer, the conversion character for int is percentage d, or not percentage, let us write d. So conversion character for integer is d, or d is represented as a character for integer. Fine, so this is integer data type. Okay, so next one is I'll only discuss the main data types, okay, that we need for programming. Okay, so next data type we have is float float data type. Okay, so this data type in C we represent it as float, keyword float. Fine, so this represent fractional number. If you want to declare fractional number or decimal number, we use float as a data type. And this one take the storage of 4 bytes in memory. Okay, 4 bytes in memory. So for example, if you want to declare, we'll write float A. It means that in memory it is going to reserve a space of 4 bytes, and numbers like 3.5, 2.5, that can be read as a float number. Okay, next one is third one. Okay, so third one is character type. Okay, character type. So a character, it is represented as cat. Sorry, in previous 2 number float, the character conversion for float is F, small f. Fine. So this character type, it is represented, it can be written as char. So we can declare char A. Okay, it means that this variable is of type character, and it takes 1 byte of storage, and the character conversion for this is C. It is represented by C. Okay, so for example, if char A, so whatever values can be stored in A, it can be A, B, C, A, small z, small p, q, like this type of characters can be stored in this A if you declare it as a character data type. Okay, so these are the main 3 data types we can say. So other can be void data type. Okay, so void means that it is null. Okay, void means null, it doesn't store anything. And other 5 one is double data type. So double means that it is just in the terms of storage. Okay, so in terms of memory, for example, if 4 byte it is storing, so in double it will store double of this value. Okay, so if you need a greater number, larger numbers, you put a double keyword in front of that data type. For example, we can write a long integer, so it is of double type. Okay, so like this we can do this, we can use this data types. Okay, so these things while doing programming we'll come across, and we'll use this character, and we'll see what are the uses of all these data types. Okay, so I think that's all for the topic 3.1. So in next topic we'll cover some other topics. Till then, stay safe and thank you.